Frag Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another episode of Frag Radio. Here with you today is your boy Pradius, and long time gone is our good friend Kevin here, Death from Above. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. Welcome. I'm glad to be back on the show. It's been a while.
Yeah, we finally got the equipment to start Skyping people in and get everything hooked up. So, hopefully we'll be able to have Kevin on the show more often, as well as hopefully maybe setting up some interviews with other people, or maybe even having other podcasters guessing on the show. And then, of course, with Skype, we can have more than one person on at a time. We could, conference call with 3 or 4 people or whatever. So definitely hoping to get some bigger things together as we go forward. And, there'll be some kinks, at first, because we're kind of learning as we go, as always. But I'm sure that things will do nothing but get better over time. And with that, want to go ahead and do the usual plugs. Of course, Appy Gamer on Android, iOS, Windows. That's probably our biggest partner, Appy Gamer. Appy makes you happy, baby. And then Gaming News and Reviews, which is that one's on Android and iOS as well. Followed by Game RSS and guys over there. Great guys. Game RSS, really good app. They put a lot of good work into their app, and it's actually might be my favorite Android app up there with Appy Gamer. So, and then of course Game On, which is on Windows Phone and iOS. Shouts to Troy and Filter Gaming, etc., etc., etc. And on top of all the apps we're partnered with, of course, you can always catch us on Twitter at FragTag Radio, Twitch, YouTube, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, iTunes, fragtagradio.com, where you can get that episode 15 seconds before it goes up everywhere else. And I think that about covers it. So with that, Kev, you're fresh off of PAX East there. Got some things to talk about there. I have been playing Ori and the Blind Forest over the weekend, taking some notes on that so that I could review it on the show today. So we're going to kick it off with our review for Ori and the Blind Forest, and then we'll get into all the info that Big Kev gathered up at PAX, and that'll be a show. So without further ado, Ori and the Blind Forest. Now, this is a game that I was interested in ever since they revealed it. It was at E3 last year, or was it the year before? I can't remember. But it's been a while, and what really intrigued me was the art style. And right away when I saw the art style and the first little bit of gameplay, I was like, you know what, this game reminds me a lot of Dust and Elysian Tale on 360, which was a great game, one of my favorite arcade games on 360, actually. So that was a good thing, that it reminded me of that game. And now that I've had a chance to play it, I can confirm that even playing it, it definitely reminds me of Dust in a lot of ways. The platforming aspect of it, the puzzle aspect of it, where you find like keys for different doors, and you get more and more abilities for your character, the little guy Ori, over time, to the point where you can go back to areas that you've previously explored before. But in those areas, there might be certain places you couldn't access because you couldn't jump high enough, or couldn't do this or that. But you say you get this ability later on in the game, you can go back to that area that you explored way back at the beginning of the game, and unlock different secrets and treasures that you were unable to at the beginning, even though it was right there tempting you and you so wanted to do it but couldn't because you didn't have the abilities to do so.
Okay.
It's actually got a pretty nice little story, and it was real sad the way it started off. It starts off with this big guy. I don't even want to give away his name or who he is exactly, but he's just chilling out in the forest doing his thing. And then Ori is, I guess, born of the light or whatever, and the big guy finds him, and they immediately become like best friends. They're, they go around, they're shaking apples from trees, sharing fruit with each other, having a good time, and then they see that like on the other side of this lake, there's a bunch of trees with fruit over there, so they build this bridge together to get over there, and then And then before you know it, suddenly the forest turns dark, all the trees die, there's very few apples left, and the big guy ends up dying. Of course, Ori's really sad, and so he just starts to wander, off on his own. And then he ends up collapsing, which I guess, you almost think he's dead there for a second, but then gets back up and ends up meeting this other little ball of light, I guess, which kind of tells him about what's happened and what's going on with the trees. So I guess pretty much there's this giant tree called the spirit tree that controls everything that's good about the forest, the beauty, the flora, the ripe fruits growing, happiness, pretty much everything that's good about the forest controlled by the spirit tree. And the spirit tree is sustained by the three elements of light. And with all those working together, they bring the balance and kept the forest, which is called Nibel, safe from darkness and outside evil or whatever. So the first element is the element of water, which is located at this tree called the Ginsu tree. Then there's the element of wind, located in this place called the Forlorn Ruins. And then there is the element of warmth, which is in the beneath the fire of Mount Horu, which I think is more almost like a volcano. So to restore the forest Nibel back to normal, you, Ori, have to go around and track down these three elements and save them and bring them together to get the spirit tree back where it needs to be and save the day. So like I was saying, it's a lot like Dust in the aspect of the way you platform and stuff. You gather a bunch of things as you go around. One would be the Spirit Light container. Spirit Light containers give you, I guess you would consider it XP, which you have a circle in the middle of the screen, and once that circle fills up, you gain an ability point, to which you can, once you gain an ability point, you can use that on the skill tree to unlock one of your abilities. Now, in most games, you'll be going along, and there's like a certain place you have to go to save your game or access the ability tree. Well, with Ori, you gain energy and you gain life. Now, with the energy you gain, you can use your energy to sort of spawn these things called spirit wells. And when you cast a spirit well, it's like this aura of spirit that just floats right there. And if you walk up to it and stand in the spirit essence, you can either A, save your game, or B, access the skill tree and use your ability points to unlock new abilities for Ori. That little light I was talking about earlier, his name is Sign, or it's Sein. I guess that's Sign. He's pretty much your guide to the game and is constantly telling you more about what you need to know of the lore of the game to keep you moving. Okay. The skill tree is divided up into 3 segments, which they're not really labeled, but I kind of labeled them myself. One kind of breaks down to all the different attacks that Ori can do, which the attacks actually come from the little light sign that floats next to you as you walk around. You tap the X button, and then the little sign guy fires out these little fireballs that automatically target any enemies that are within range and hit them. You don't even have to like aim a weapon or anything. All you have to do is tap X, and the little fireballs go towards the enemies and take down their life. The challenge comes in staying away from their attacks. Whereas, some enemies will shoot stuff at you. Some of them will run up on you and try and hit you. Some of them will try and bounce on you. And you've just got to try and play keep away while also doing your own attacks with the little light sign to take out your enemies. And that's where the challenge and the balance of the combat system kind of comes in, I guess you would say. Like I was saying, just like Dust, there's these gates everywhere that can only be unlocked certain ways. Well, there's a couple different ones. One is the spirit gates, which the spirit gates can only be used with these keystones that you find. Some spirit gates may require 2 keystones, some may require 4. So if you find a gate and you have 2 keystones and it needs 4, then you need to keep searching around until you find 2 more. Then you can open the gate and progress forward or find whatever secret areas behind that spirit gate. or whatever. Now, there's also energy doors, which some may require 3 balls of energy, some may require 5. So if you only have 1 ball of energy, you have to go around and kill enemies and build up your energy until you have enough energy to open the door.
Okay.
Um, there are also these things called map stones, which you'll run into while you're making your way through the many different areas of Ori and the Blind Forest. And if you can find the piece that fills in the map stone, then you install that into the map stone and it will automatically unlock a large portion of the map in the area that you're in, showing you where everything is, even if you haven't explored that area yet. If you haven't used the map stone or unlocked a map stone in a certain area, the map only reveals itself by you exploring the area. So if you walk down this hallway, then that hallway will show up on the map. If you jump down this hole, then that hole will show up on the map. Whereas if you unlock the map stone for that area, that'll show all the hallways, all the pits, all the places you can jump, everything. And it'll also highlight key things that are in the area, like spirit containers, things you can use to level up your life, energy, and stuff like that. Now, there isn't a lot in the way of, I would say, boss fights in Ori and the Blind Forest, but that doesn't really need to be either. There are some larger enemies that you go after. Like there's this one enemy who has stolen something that you need to get back, and you pretty much have to follow him through these treacherous areas. And there's tons of different puzzles that you kind of have to solve as you're platforming on the go. Some of them you can't just stop and just look at them and think about it for a half hour. You have to kind of keep moving and solve it as you're going, which is pretty cool as well. But yeah, in the end, the art direction is absolutely beautiful. The musical score is stunning. There's no real voice acting to speak of. When someone is speaking, it's kind of like a little weird noise that's made, I guess, which is supposed to be like the language of the forest. I don't know what you would call it, but it's a great game. I can definitely see where there would be replayability there after you get to the end of the game, wanting to go back to all the areas that you couldn't explore when you first went through there, and collecting up the things, and getting all the collectibles and things. But other than that, I mean, it's not a game that you would really want to play through 2 or 3 times. I don't think, even as charming and wonderful as it is. It's just not something that I could see myself playing multiple times. After I beat it, maybe play through it a second time, but I definitely don't see myself, with playing through it a third or fourth time. But that being said, it's a smaller indie type title, so it's only $15 or something like that. Absolutely worth the price. And so, considering the beautiful enchantingness of Ori and the Blind Forest, the spot on price tag, the innovative gameplay, and just the originality of it, I would go ahead and give it 4.5 frags. And I think that's well deserved. Like I said, the only thing holding it back from a perfect 5 fragger would be my questioning of how much replayability is actually there in the game. But yeah, Ori and the Blind Forest, by the time you see this episode, it will be out. It should actually be coming out the same day this episode is launching. So I would say definitely check it out. Don't know if there's going to be a demo for this one. Actually, I don't think there is. But either way, it's only $10-15. What do you got to lose? It's definitely worth checking out. Even if you're not usually into the platforming, puzzle-solving type games, I would still suggest checking it out. It really is that enchanting, that good of a game. So, yeah. What do you think, Kev? You going to check it out?
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of positive things about this game. One of the main things I've been hearing is how beautiful the game looks. So, I'm definitely intrigued. I'm probably gonna pick it up when it drops. I think for us that would be tomorrow, but
Yep.
definitely gonna pick it up.
Yeah, 4.5 frags. And with that, take it away with the PAX information, bro.
Well, when I got to, I left. I'm in New York, so I left New York here Friday morning. So I didn't get to PAX early, PAX East. I didn't get to Boston, till like 12 o'clock. So I actually went to the hotel, checked in, and then actually got to PAX Prime. Not thinking it was gonna be a lot of people because it's Friday. People still got work, kids still got school.
Right.
Packed. When I tell you, thousands of people was there. Crowded. A lot of booths to go see, but had a great time. I met up with our buddy and our gaming partner, William from Geeks in the Wind and I Recommend, and me and him was able to score a couple of interviews on Friday and Saturday. Um, the first team we got to interview. I'm sorry, I got to look at the cards because I'm shot with names. I forget my kid's name. We interviewed Edward Lewis. He's the community manager for Frontier. They're doing Elite Dangerous on the Xbox One. They got partnered up with Microsoft, so they'll be coming out on Xbox One. And we actually did it with the Oculus Rift. When I first played, I played on PC, and I'm not a PC gamer at all. And they actually had the flight control stick there. So, we had our flight controls to go up and down on the left side and turn, and our objective was to kill this one enemy ship. So I'm a gamer. I'm used to looking at a flat screen and looking at as I'm playing, I'm watching the bad guy. I'm shooting him, and then he just slows down and just does a roll over my head, and I'm looking up. I'm like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? I'm looking all around. Oh, I can say that game was actually amazing. Um,
So Elite Dangerous is like a space combat, right?
it's a space combat game. Um, Beautiful. Like I said, we have I'm not gonna stay too long on it because we definitely did a video. We actually did a video um interview with them, and the game was amazing. Like you see, I look down with the Oculus Rift and I see my controls. I can see the map of where the enemy is on my screen. I can look around and see all the stars and that's just around you. It was amazing. And then as you see, I wear glasses and I had the glasses over my head. I was on the game maybe 10, 15 minutes and it was just comfortable. I got killed by him because I'm not used to PC games or flight simulations, but it was a really fun game. I enjoyed that. Um, then also for like I said, I got there Friday, so it was a lot of walking around and just basically taking a format of what was going on around there. And we actually we went to like I guess an after event with with Warframe. And we went to 10 Live 2015, which is they felt so great about it because they said they launched their game Warframe there. They first showed it out there in Boston, and then they was able to come back there in Boston and show what was coming. Um, One of the things they showed out was apparently they had a contest for some of the gamers to draw Warframe weapons, and there was three winners. Two of the weapons were released, and a third one is coming out, which they didn't give us a date, but they said if you're playing Warframe, they'll announce a date of when this third weapon will be released, and if you play during those days, you will get the weapon for free. There's another Warframe coming out. He looks like a dragon, and he looks pretty dope. So, like, I just started playing Warframe. I regret not playing it sooner. Hooked on another game. I will be playing Warframe a lot more because one of the things I'm looking forward to is this 4 to 8 man raids that they're gonna have.
Right.
So, me, you, Will, and a couple other gamers, even our listeners, we can team up and try to solve these puzzles and actually complete in these raids that's coming out.
Yeah,
Um,
it's supposed to be pretty soon.
yeah, I'm hoping so.
I know they're redoing the PvP, the competitive multiplayer of the game as well.
Yeah, they said they wanted to make it a little bit more balanced, and I think and another thing they said that they was doing is, like I said, I'm not too savvy on the game, so one of the things a lot of people that they say they do is they run the void to do a lot of farming, a
Right.
lot of gamers. So what they want to do, they want to eliminate some of that, and they want people to play the other aspects of the game, um, the extractions, um, the other gameplays, and
Hijack
there's some of
missions,
them,
spy
yeah,
missions, right.
right. And there's some of them that players just don't play because of the difficulty of it. So now they want to take out. They said the way they worded it is like they want to take away the void, but the farming that you get from the void they'll put in other aspects of the game. So that sounds pretty dope. That gives the players the opportunity to play all the aspects of the game and just instead of sticking to one thing and farming.
Right.
Um, on Saturday again, I met up with Will, and we went to go see Motiga, and we met up and had an interview with Troy Hewitt. He's the head of communications from Motiga, and we got to play this game called Gigantic, which was announced last week at GDC by Phil Spencer himself. And I don't play PC games at all, not one bit.
Right.
And mouse and keyboard is not my thing. Like even in school, I could not remember where the keys were. I just suck at it.
Right.
They sat me down. It was like, "You're gonna play this," and Will actually took video. He took footage of me playing it, and with the little aspect that I got to play, that game is amazing. I didn't do much killing because I played a support class, a healing class. I forget the character's name. Um, but I had a blast with it. Like it's a 5-on-5 combat game, a MOBA, where you have a guardian, which is a gigantic, where you're 5-on-5. The more killing you do, you build up fill up a bar, and when the bar fills up, your guardian attacks the other guardian. And when that gives you the aspect, that gives you the time to actually attack and do more damage to their guardian for 20 seconds when they're on the floor. Um, at the time, they only had one map. It looked like it was in a desert, like it was like cliffs around, and the guardians when they move through the map, it damages the map, and that um changes up the map. Like one of the aspects they talked about was how you could be in a warehouse, and there could be a bridge that would lead you to the team can use for high the other team can use for high ground to shoot down at you. Well, if you get enough kills and your guardian attacks them, your guardian can damage that bridge where the bridge will collapse, and now it's a ramp to the other team's base.
Right.
Around the base, there are little sections of the map where you actually can summon. I forget exactly what they call it, but when you summon this creature, it's summoned like in baby format. In each format, you can evolve it, and you could get. I think there's 3 stages of baby form and 3 stages of adult form. Um, you can go and you can heal them. You can attack their side, and I am truly looking forward to this on Xbox One. One of the things they said is that being it's going to be on Xbox One and Windows 10 is cross-buy. And
Right.
if you feel
Cross
set,
play as well, right?
yes, sir. If you feel savvy enough where you're playing on Xbox One and you think you can play versus people on a PC, you just opt in to play versus people in PC, and you're good to go. And it looks amazing. It's the art style is beautiful. The gameplay was fun. They look like they put their heart and soul into this. They actually flew out people who's testing their game for them who don't get paid. They're just there playing the game for them,
Right.
and they flew them out to PAX East, and they taught us how to play the game. And it was just amazing playing with these guys. With the tournaments they had, like it was so it was so much fun. I'm looking forward to that. Um, Another team that we actually got an interview was Undead Labs. They did. Um, why can't I think of the name of this game? It was
State
on
of Decay.
Xbox on They State of Decay, and it looks beautiful coming to Xbox One. Unfortunately, it's
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna.
supposed to be out pretty soon.
Yeah, I think this month, within the next couple of months, I should say. But it looks amazing on Xbox One. It looks polished up. They said that it wasn't just support. They rebuilt it up for the Xbox One. Unfortunately, it's not going to have that multiplayer that everybody wants, but it looks amazing.
All right, that'll be class 4 when they
Yeah,
finally decide to unveil it.
yeah. They didn't want to talk too much
But
about
I
that.
know
They was actually surprised. We
it
knew about that.
does. It includes all the DLC from the 360 version too. I think.
Yes, sir. Everything is actually like you said, it's I guess the Game of the Year edition,
Right.
where everything that was on 360 you get on Xbox One for a single price. And if you owned it previously on 360, you get they said 33% off. So if it's $40, you get it for $30, whatever the numbers come out to be.
That's nice.
It's the same. Yeah, so I know you played State of Decay on the 360. I didn't get a chance to play it. It was one of those games I missed out on. Unfortunately, we can't play everything. But
Yeah.
I know you're looking forward to playing this on Xbox One.
Oh yeah, and then speaking of other games that we play, the third episode for Revelations 2 came out today.
Oh, I got to finish episode one. I got to go do two, and now obviously I got to go play three.
Yep. Then next week will be episode 4, and I think there's supposed to be 2 bonus missions also.
Yeah,
That's what
episode plus
that's what the
one.
season pass said anyway.
Yeah, I guess that's for the season pass holders. Can't wait to get in that raid mode with you. You know, we had a blast on the original one on the three. Well, not the original one, but the 360 version of Revelations.
Yeah,
You know,
I went ahead and tried it a little bit a couple of days ago, and the normal missions aren't too bad because they're you can choose ones that are the same level as you, but they also have these daily challenge missions. I
okay.
tried to do one of those and got wrecked.
That's because you didn't have Death from Above here. That was a problem. You know, you was missing me.
Yeah, they haven't even added the online co-op yet. It's supposed to be adding that later. Right now, it's just a split screen or whatever, and I don't really got anybody to split screen with here at the house, so I had to go solo.
Right.
But yeah, so other than the interviews, what was your favorite part of your experience there at PAX this year?
Um, Actually, my favorite thing that I actually did was meeting up with other podcasters, talking to developers, just the community of gaming itself. Like, just to hang out with people who's passionate about gaming, just like we are, and
Right.
talking about gaming. Just that was the fun part. That was the best experience that I had.
Looking
Um,
forward to going back again next year, I'm sure.
yes, sir. Hopefully, now that we got footage there, hopefully we could get you out there so we could get a little bit more coverage.
Right.
Because one person can't cover everything. But there was a lot of indie games there. I got the chance to look at them, but I didn't really get to speak to none of them because you really needed to book interviews. It was like they was like, oh, come back at this time, and I didn't want to be, oh, I'm coming back at 11 o'clock, and I didn't make it due to other interviews and having to run across the the center there at Boston. But it was a blast. You know, special. Yo, I have to give a special thanks out to the developers that took the time to give me an interview because I didn't have a media pass, and uh, definitely shout out goes to Will from Geeks from the Wind because without him we would have not gotten none of that video, the audio and video coverage that we did. Um, our listeners could look forward to hearing that soon. Um, and I'd like to definitely. I know you're gonna clown me about this because you did it when I was on the 360, but as you guys know, the Handsome Collection for the Borderlands is coming out, where it gives you Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel.
Right.
Unfortunately, I didn't play the pre-sequel on the 360 because I'm just hooked on my one. But I'm glad that it's finally coming to Xbox One, and that's already pre-ordered. Um, it actually comes with all the DLC that was um, on both games, so you get everything when you pre-order it. Or go out and buy it or whatever. You get everything, and the day that the game launches on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, they actually have the last DLC that come with the with the season pass called Claptastic Voyage, where as you know, you play with Claptrap. He's one of the playable characters in the game, and you actually journey inside his head to go get some information that Handsome Jack wants. And they said at the end of that, it will leave you off where Borderlands 2 picked off. And that looked pretty dope because everything that you go against, the guns, the enemies are in digital format because you're in a computer, in a robot's head. So
Right.
that looks pretty dope. One of the biggest pluses that I have is being I really being you cared you like the game, but you didn't really get into the game like I did. I can play with my kids because it's 4 screen couch co-op. Up to 4 players can play couch co-op, and all of your data from the 360 and the PS3 comes along with you, from what they said. Another big thing they announced was if you have Dance Central Spotlight, fire that up, go to pick your songs, select your characters, and when you do that, press X 5 times or press Y 5 times, and you'll get one of the characters that were in the Borderlands, the pre-sequel game. One of them is actually Claptrap, and I tried playing with him, and it's difficult than it looks because Claptrap doesn't have any legs, so any leg movements that you have to do in Dance Central, you have to know the dance. So
Right. Well, and then of course, episode 2 of Tales from the Borderlands, and but yeah, so a lot of stuff
no,
from Gearbox coming up on the horizon here pretty soon. Then.
yeah, that was actually pretty dope. We actually got I went to the panel for it, and they had the voices of Reese, and I forgot the female player's name, the one you play with. Um, them two were actually there. The voice actors, Troy Baker, and I'm sorry, but I forget the female's name. I know our listeners are freaking gonna kill me, but you can't remember everybody's name. They talked a little bit about the game, and for those who enjoy the game, Handsome Jack will make an appearance in episode 2.
Well, that's what's up. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's pretty much all we had to cover today was the Ori and the Blind Forest review and a little bit of PAX coverage here and there. But I hope y'all enjoyed it, and we'll try and come back either probably about a week to a week and a half from now with our next episode. And I'm hoping to have something else to review for you guys in the meantime. If I can pull myself away from Warframe long enough to review something. It took everything in me to pull myself away long enough to play through Ori and the Blind Forest. But needless to say, I'm done with it, done with this review on it, so now I can go back to just playing Warframe, which is a good thing for me. But
Well,
yeah, good to have you back on the show, Kev, and we'll be catch you guys next time.
well, just to let the guys know, look forward. Hopefully within a week, we'll be dropping some video coverage and some audio coverage from PAX East,
Oh yeah, the
courtesy of
interviews,
Will.
and then possibly a contest coming up as well for some stuff to give away.
Speaking of which, I do have some swag that we can give away on the show. I got a shirt. I got some Warframe platinum points to give away for only for PlayStation though, unfortunately. Other than that, all up to you, brother.
For sure. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll catch y'all next time.
Frag Radio.